Thank you, Mauro, and all attendees of the MTE conference. I am Chiara Calufetti. I am a Vice President with the Architectural Department of WATG in Singapore. Apologies for not being with you today in Ho Chi Minh City. It has been a challenging period for all of us, but we are finally seeing the light of the end of the tunnel. Lots of energy, lots of opportunities in the region opening up. Despite the pandemic, we have been busy. We work a lot in Vietnam, but finally now we're excited to be able to fly in there and to meet you in person in the next couple of months. Vietnam remains a fantastic opportunity for the development of innovative resorts and hospitality concepts. The first consideration that we want to bring to your attention is how you can bring luxury moments and experiences at every price point. Vietnam has the raw material, the culture, the natural environment to provide great opportunities to forge outstanding luxury concepts. And we're working on some fantastic projects in this space. However, not every site, location, or market are appropriate for these top-tier luxury brands, like Four Seasons, the JW, or the Aman, and that's okay. We are aware of developers' desire to activate your sites, to put your project on the map, to have luxury statements with strong brands to go with it. Your wish is really to add value to the overall development. But we also know that in emerging destinations like in Vietnam, it's important that the hotel resort product need to match the budget and the spending appetite of the tourist to keep consistent occupancy, to ensure long-term operational sustainability. So how do you create hotels with lower development cost and positionings, like a 4-star plus, an entry-level 5-star, but still make them highly aspirational with impactful luxury elements? Firstly, by focusing on what guests really want. Concentrate the design effort on highlight elements that become recognizable. This can be done through careful programming in the concept design phase, but also through design framing, highlighting site unique characters and choices of material. My suggestion is do not flatten your site. Second, the exciting range of soft and lifestyle brands coming up to the market are helping us in this respect because they have a limited brand standard and they focus on contextualization. We can incorporate design with flair and where it counts. Next is creating magical and memorable moments across the resort. How can be done? It can be done very easy at a low cost, but high in terms of brand value, profile, and Instagrammability. Natural features on your site, alignments with long views, pointing to sunsets. These are all possibilities. At the same time, you need to think about standardization of elements that repeat, like guest rooms, creating attractive but simple layouts, perhaps only 2 types to save in design time and construction cost. Lastly, a way to maximize revenue per square meters across the hotel is achieved by creating multi-purpose and flexible spaces. Pop-up, F&Bs that flex, MICE venue that are flexible, that change depending on the seasonal demand. Roof decks can be yoga space in the morning, can become wedding venues in the middle of the day, and in the evening they can become private dining rooms. The second consideration which we would like to share with you is how to design to optimize operations. This is the hidden side of the hotel design, but it's so important. These areas are often overlooked, and when they're poorly designed, their implementation can be irreversible, and this can negatively impact the property for the rest of their life. This equally applies to branded residences. They need to be considered operationally as much as a hotel. Understanding what level of service and support is offered to the residents, how they're served, how this impacts the back of house areas. This is a conversation that has to take place very early on in the design process. Some of the key points to ensure good operational design are, first, scaling and shaping the back of house area. Second, determine key access and exit points and connectivity to the public areas. Third, considering the flow of staff and also goods. Think about how product and waste come in and go out of the hotel. Fourth, prioritizing adjacencies, whether by minimizing kitchen requirements or optimizing their location in relationship to the F&B outlets. The position of other public areas is also very important in relation to the supporting spaces. Fundamentally, a holistic view is required. Lastly, with staff shortages and labor costs rising, ensuring the hotel design operates efficiently and with a lean headcount, it's key. With real estate sales integral to project success, resort designers in Vietnam need to balance how to maximize investor appeal without compromising the end-user experience. When it comes to branded residences, there is no one-size-fits-all approach. Whether it's mandatory, optional, or no rental pool, each format requires its own design consideration because fundamentally, the usage of space will be different. And this brings us to the third consideration. What we would like to share with you is how to design a for-sale product in a resort setting. Despite the need of a bespoke approach, here are a few design considerations to keep in mind when approaching branded residences. First, creating privacy with a strong sense of community by positioning and orienting the residences on the site, choosing the right location of the shared amenities, and carefully designing the access to the main resort facilities. Second, taking an integrated design approach that considers architecture, landscape, interior design in unison, connecting the residential property and the hotel spaces effectively and efficiently. The third element is really thinking on how can flexibility be built into the room inventory. For example, through the creation of lock-off units to balance the optimal for sale typology with the most rentable hospitality units. Careful consideration of the overall amenity strategy and design is needed. How big should they be? And to what extent this should be shared or separated from the supporting hotel? For example, should they have a private reception, a dedicated clubhouse, or a pool? Operationally, how can larger units that are placed back into the rental pool be designed for ease of housekeeping? How should we approach, for example, the design of kitchen and kitchenettes? Consider the potential downstream operational implication like additional housekeeping cost, higher utility cost, or the potential fall in F&B spend. In conclusions, there are some really exciting opportunities in Vietnam. We look forward to develop the next generation of resorts and branded residences together with you. It has been a pleasure to participate to this year's MTE conference. Thank you for inviting WTG, and thank you for your time.